You looking for game? You looking for real combo? This is Fair Game 5506.
Mr. Stoner Hustler, you can catch me on the Ave blowing on some sticky. From a freshly opened bag, chasing paper like I'm it. Cause you know we playin' tag. And when I catch Mr. Franklin, I gotta make him gag. Tagging is the game. If you spin, you lame. Your aim is chasing fame. Boy, you hella strange. Could you please explain? Your brain is in some change. You must be insane, no cap. Keep it real, the mirror is the blame. You see Kush cruising the streets, it only be 2 things. I'm macking on the sweat, or I'm getting change. Just hustling in my veins. If it's sun, if it's rain. Got the mind of Pablo back when he was moving cane.
What's going on?
Not much, man. Just trying to, same old, man. Trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
I heard you, man. We all right, and we all right. So for my listeners, Chris, let's just start from the beginning. Let's start off like, tell us about yourself. Tell them about yourself.
Well, my name in the music industry is gonna be K Kush. Okay. I've dropped 2 mixtapes. Got a few singles that I'm dropped already on the next project that's coming up. And
working.
Originally came from Louisiana. Moved over here in Texas back in 2011. Single mother home. Straight out the apartment complexes.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? I'm just I guess I wouldn't consider myself a typical Josh.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I really ain't really, the only time I went to the burbs was when I was going to hang out with my homeboys from school.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, either way, man, I'm just on this little music grind now.
Right.
And just trying to hustle my way up, man, and try to be something like the next Paul Wall.
Right. Nothing wrong with it. Who are your inspirations? Like who you inspired by?
Well, I mean, Paul's a big inspiration, what I mean? Just, not just because of the skin, but just because of what he was able to accomplish and how he was able to do it. Because the thing that I look at Paul that I think is different, right? We got other white rappers, you know what I'm saying? You got your Eminems, you got your Jack Harlows, right? You got your G-Eazys and all this. But the problem with these guys, I think, is that they don't connect to the culture.
Right.
The same way that Paul Wall was able to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? when Paul pulls up, nobody sees Paul as like the white guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? They see
Paul, another nigga.
Right. He's just one of them, right? And I mean, you got the sisters, the old lady.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The mixed babies, the whole nine. And I'm in the same category with him. But regardless, I just look up to that because I feel like there's very few people who could be from where we from or look like we look and be able to connect to the culture as well as he was able to do. So that's one big inspiration. As far as the music side of it. Obviously, my record label I've made is called Stoner Hustler Music.
Stoner Hustler Music.
And I mean, that's exactly what kind of music I'm making. I mean, yeah, we can sit around and get stoned, but at the same time, we gotta be about a check.
Right.
So so a lot of the music is coming from like Currency Style, Larry June, Wiz Khalifa. That stoner kind of style, but stay on your grind.
Right. So you're not just promoting get high all day, sit in the house, and chill. You promoting stoner. Like it's a label, but at the same time, like you say, it's about a check.
Exactly.
Get the bag.
No, in fact, if you
can't get high if you don't get the bag.
Right. No, in fact, if you one of those people that just sit around getting stoned all day and ain't doing nothing with productive with your time, you a sucker too.
Right.
So
in most cases, the biggest sucker.
Right. Because
you can do something about yourself. There's some niggas in jail wish they can get out and do what you. Wish they can get out and be able to walk outside and just go get their meal. They gotta wait till their meal get called by a name.
No doubt.
That's a good point.
No doubt. You know what I mean? And especially being over here in Houston, the saying that I know here a lot is, you don't grind, you don't shine. So that's kind of the mentality that I'm trying to spit into the music. And that's another one of the things that I'm really trying to push too, is that the music's actually got bars, you know what I mean? It's not just a flow or a catchy little hook.
Right.
It's actually, I'm trying to teach. Because, one of the things I look at, man, is like I said, I came from a single mother home. So you know, not having dad around, you know, having to figure out how to be a man, living with 2 women, you know, my mom and my sister, it's tough, right?
It is.
And a lot of my opportunities that I did get a chance to understand how men operate and how they think and how they move was through the rappers, you know, through the music, right? And I was coming up on the Biggies, the Pacs, the Nas's, you know what I mean, the Jay-Z's, the guys that's like, they're giving you game inside the music. You know, the Pimp C's another huge inspiration.
Pimp C was very, he was like a teacher.
Dude, that's the thing I love about Pimp so much, man. And R.I.P. Pimp, man. I wish he was still here, bro.
R.I.P. Pimp.
When you come from small towns like I did, where everybody know everybody kind of thing, the thing that I've realized too is that a lot of times what's going on, people don't hate you. You know what I'm saying? They not looking at you in a way of like just pure spite and just ugliness. But at the same time, here's what's really going on. They want to see you do good. They just don't want to see you doing better than them. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I see it happening to a lot. It's not like they really hate you in a way of like anger. They just don't want to see you doing something that they know that they could go try, but they too scared to do it.
Do it, right. And you did it.
Right.
And you might not been at that time at home, you might not been the favorite too. I know I wasn't the favorite, but I did certain shit that that they wasn't accustomed to. So when I moved, I'm like, you really leaving? And I drove out here in my vehicle. Feel me?
Long ass drive.
Long ass drive, but I did it. It was so many obstacles in my way trying to stop me from doing it, bro. Like the drive, I was trying to get my car shipped out here, and I said, but I already had in my head, no matter what, I am moving to Houston. Right. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm moving to Houston. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gone. No. I said, long as I got them 2 little niggas, my sons, I don't give a fuck. Like, and I got to that point because I lost, but see, mine went through so much terror, there's so much heartbreak. I got to the point where it was too much. Like, you know how you know, it's like similar to your first love. Like, bitch, I'm getting away from you, and that's basically what it was. Like how I felt like I just got to get away from this shit. Right. That's what I did to my first love. Okay, you can't get over a bitch if you living with her. Or you living next door, you gotta get away. Right. You feel me? Same thing.
Well, what I think you're really trying to suggest here, and what I think was going on, what happened with me as well, and this is what I would say. I'm not really a bet man. You know what I'm saying? You're not really gonna find me in no casino. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, I will make a big bet, and the one bet I will make every single time, no questions asked. I wish you would. I'm gonna bet on me. Right. Okay. Right. So for me, I felt like, all right, now. You either gonna be a sucker and sit here and be mad at the world, or you gonna get confident and get out there and shoot your shot. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think for the folks that wanna, you know, really try to do something and go do it, then listen, the first thing you're gonna run into is called the law of resistance. It's called the law of resistance. And I ain't gonna go too deep, but just put it this way. When you go out and reach for something, and you go in and trying to do something with yourself that's a little extra, and you feel something in your heart and in your spirit that's telling you this is something I need to go do, the first thing you're going to deal with is some resistance. Right. There's going to be some things coming to push you.
Supposed to.
And try to hold you back a little bit. But that's also known as the test of faith. Right. Right? And so you just got to keep on going and keep on pushing, because faith without works is dead. I tell you one thing, man, coming over here to Houston, I left the plant worker lifestyle and I jumped in sales, right? And my first couple years here, I was slinging phones at Sprint.
Like a phone Sprint, huh?
Yep, just like that right there. Just my phones right there.
Sprint slanger.
All day. And I was a cold piece of work in there, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because listen, what I learned about being in there, dealing with everybody, right? And this is what I learned about people just in general. Everybody speaks a different language. Right. It don't mean English and Spanish and French and none of that. Like, they all have their own way that they talk, right? And the key is to be able to speak all those languages, right? And then know whenever you're talking to those people how to use their language, right? So to give an example, right? At Sprint, right? You sell the phones, right? Now I might have a brother come in, right? Old school cat, whatever. I sell him the phone. First thing I gotta do is try to get the case, right? So I bring him over there by the otter boxes. I'm like, man, listen, I know you out there working in the plants, man. You know you rough. You gonna need this, right? And then he gonna be like, nah, I don't know, man. $50, man. Listen, and to see, this is where I'm gonna speak his language. You know what I'm saying? This is where I'm gonna speak his language back to him. So then I'm gonna be like, bro, look, let me ask you something. You just bought the Ferrari of cell phones. Right. Now let me ask you, what cat riding in a Ferrari that's complaining about the gas and the insurance? Right. I mean, now
don't
come
buy
on.
the Ferrari, you can't pay for the gas.
Now you got $1,000 phone you just bought. Now you talking about you don't want to spend $50? Imagine the dude with the Ferrari say he didn't want to put the insurance on it. Right. You tripping, right? So at this point, bro, look, I'm gonna tell you the best way I can tell you. Like my man James Brown said, you gotta pay the cost to be the boss.
Right.
You understand? So you understand? So now that you realize that you bought the boss, you gotta pay the cost, man. And if you don't, you're gonna end up hurting yourself. So I'm just trying to help you before you.
Yeah, you got to rebuy the boss.
Right.
Because you didn't pay for the cost.
Now, peak game though. It's a brother that I'm talking to. Let me get that extra.
Yeah.
It's a brother that I'm talking to, so notice how I spit it at him. Right? Now, he going to receive all that, right? And I'm going to speak to him all the way, right? He going to understand everything I mean. In fact, I'm going to make him feel some kind of way about it. Now, let's rewind that. Let's do that same thing, but instead of being a brother, I got one of these little phone, computer nerd dudes coming in here, right? Now I can't be sitting up here talking about Ferraris and insurance and James Brown. He can't receive that. Nah. Let me tell you. You know what's the language I'm speaking now when he walks in?
What's the language?
Man, you got to get this joint right here covered up, dog, because you already know. You just got a quad-core processor with 2.3 gigahertz worth of speed on it, bro. Come on now. You telling me?
You know what
I'm saying? You got these 20 megapixels? You know what I'm saying?
20 megapixels.
That nigga said 20 megapixels, and nigga be like, you're right.
Right? But I'm speaking his language. Now it's gigabytes, megabytes. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, I see the car salesman in you.
Can't receive no constructive criticism.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And the thing is that I see a real problem too, man, is like, the game I came up in, man, like, man, mystical, you know what I'm saying? Like Busta Rhymes, like it was cool to be unique. You know what I'm saying? Whereas it seems like nowadays it's all just this thing about let me sound like the other guy. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have this certain flow or this certain kind of music that we playing, it ain't hype. It ain't what's up. And it's like wait a minute, man, what happened to being different?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I thought it was cool to hear different styles of music. I didn't want everybody to sound the same.
You know what's so crazy? That's just what I think we were just talking about that, like how when I was coming up, everybody in our crew didn't have Jordans because you had certain people, mom and parents, in different levels. And some people's parents was, different levels.
Real time.
So it was some dudes that had Jordans in the clique. And there was the lucky dudes, either he had a daddy helping him, his uncle or granddaddy, or a cool big brother that had money that was buying them little kicks.
Right.
Your mama really wasn't buying you kicks like Jordans like that unless you had a good report card so good that she can deny you. Right? It's just like, and then you had the niggas that had like the Vans. You had the niggas that had Vans on. And that was just cool too though.
Zaccone.
Yeah, Zaccone. Awesome. What's some other ones that Mike Cube had in Friday?
Soldieries, man.
The Cortez.
That's where I was about to go, man. The Soldieries, the Air Force Ones, the Cortezes. The reason that stuff became cool and everybody rocking because we wasn't trying to spend $200 on the shoe. You know what I'm saying? That's why we went with the Cortez.
It was cool.
Right, but it was all about how you put your stuff together. Right.
You can't invest into nobody like in the beginning they say, like how you said at the beginning. You can't invest into nobody but yourself.
Right.
You're investing to somebody else, expecting them, especially a woman or any kind of aspect, expecting them to give you more than what you can give yourself. You're only fucking yourself in the long run with a long broomstick.
Right.
Just fucking yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, you gotta invest into yourself, man. That's
the only thing that I would suggest for anybody, man. And look, here's the truth, man. Everybody always want to say, too, here's another thing I always hear. People always say, I just don't know what I want to go do. I'm just lost about what I want to go do. All right, it's real simple, bro. You got to figure out what you're passionate about because everybody's different. And they're going to say, well, I don't know what I'm passionate about. Well, let me tell you, whatever you'll do that you'll either spend money on or you'll do for free, you're passionate about it. If you're going to go out there at the gym and you're going to go pick that basketball up and run around with them boys in there and take the chance of hurting yourself, you're putting your body at risk for absolutely nothing but some bragging rights on a pickup game, you obviously are passionate about basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
You know?
Good way to put it.
So whatever you're passionate about, if you want to play video games all the time, whatever that is, you figure out how to monetize it. That's your key. You figure out how to monetize it. Because I'll tell you another thing I've seen a lot of, and I experienced it for myself. You can have a big fat bank account, but if you gotta wake up every single day to go do some shit you hate, you're not gonna be happy. I don't give a damn.
You just surviving.
Right. No, I'm being straight up. I don't give a shit if you got a 100 grand, 200,000, a million, whatever. If you got to wake up every single day and you know, and this is all you see in your foreseeable future, you're going to hate yourself. No matter how fat your counts is. So, for me, it's all about being fulfilled along with getting an income. You know what I'm saying? And the way you fulfill yourself is you find out what you enjoy and you figure out how to make money off of that.
Right.
That's it. That's the key.
That's
you know? And that's how you invest in yourself. You know? So if I was just I'm not up here trying to just give people classes or nothing, but I'm just saying like
hey, bro, fair game is about educating the streets and receiving education.
Oh man, when I see somebody trying to invest in themselves, I'm all about supporting that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm all behind that all day long. And if there's a way I can lend a hand to help that person, because like I say, you know, I don't care who you are. Even Kobe Bryant, we were just talking about. He was as great as he was. Kobe was not that great without help.
Right.
There was many a coach, many a trainer, many a dude that came through and really put game on Kobe to give him those skill sets that he was able to use out there. So for me, it's always about like if I see somebody I can help, man, I'm gonna help them. And I'm always looking at it like you said, you know, whatever you put out is what you're gonna get back, right? So me, I'm always looking to try to put out some kind of, you know, something out for the world to come give back to me, and it ain't always gonna return in exactly the same way, or you know, but I just feel like to feel like a good, completed, fulfilled life, you gotta feel like you own some level of like connection with other people that you don't even know, and helping folks with something. Yeah.
So what, you got anything coming up?
Yeah, I got I got a track dropping tonight, which today's the 18th, so it's coming out at midnight on 19, and it's called Golden Nuggets. It's got a female artist on there called Mo Monroe. It's a real cold little track, real nice little track. I'm real proud of. And we got that dropping tonight. I also got another one already pre-scheduled for the first of the year called Vader. Yeah, Vader. That one's going to be a nice one too. And the project I'm putting together is, you heard the song with Hustle Ave where I had the features there. I got the Golden Nuggets dropping tonight with the feature with Mo Monroe. And I think I'm probably going to have just my one Vader track come out, and then I'm going to put out an EP called Stoner Hustlers. And that's going to be the group. You know what I mean? The little crew.
Oh, you got a crew?
Well, sort of. Like they're all working under me. You know what I mean? And working with me or whatever. So it's like we're all part of. It's kind of like the Maybach music. You know, it's like Ross and Meek Mill. You know what I mean? That kind of thing, or like Drake and Wayne. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like
basically, like you got artists, but they be doing their own thing.
Exactly. Oh, okay. Exactly. So yeah, I got that coming up. That'll probably be dropping sometime. I'm guessing toward mid or end of January, but because I got to get a couple more tracks put together with it and get everything prepared. Plus, you got to get time for the singles to kind of make some work, some spin.
Yeah,
get a little wave.
Yeah,
you gotta get a little wave with them, and then I'll be performing a lot coming up soon too. So, a lot of good exciting things coming, man. Like
that's dope, man.
Being able to do this kind of stuff on a daily basis, bro, is honestly a blessing that I never even attempted to think about.
Right.
So it's all great, man. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. This was a
sure, man. We appreciate you stopping by Fair Game 5506, giving some knowledge. We always willing to take knowledge and always willing to extend our hand to anybody, no matter what. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? This is real shit. This is my business. This is my life. This is everything I'm about. Like this right here. You feel me? I don't play with nothing else. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I used to do music. I used to rap. I still sing, I still write music, I'm pretty good at it, you feel me, but other than that, I don't really be, you know what I'm talking about, I just be trying to hustle and get some money, and I'm like Meek Mills, in a way, I'm a dream chaser, I just haven't found the right one, but we gonna find something, something gonna pop.
I'm all about connections.
Because one thing I always tell everybody this, because there's so many rappers, bro, and I was just watching my nigga Gilly. I'm a big fan of.
I know Gilly.
Yeah, Gilly the Kid, Gilly the King, and all of my Philly niggas. I was just watching them niggas, and he said something so real, but it made me think about something else, because he was like, man, there's a trillion motherfucking rappers out here, right? And it's real, because I'm like, damn, there's so many rappers out here, and a lot of dudes don't realize rapping ain't the only way you can get into the music industry or make some kind of money off the music industry in general.
Right.
It's not. You can also be a producer, you can be a songwriter, you can be a cameraman, you can be a choreographer, you can be good with the fucking graphics, you can be a engineer, you could be a A&R, you could be a manager, you could be all kind of shit. It's just not one way.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy K Kush. You can find me on all streaming platforms. K Kush. Just make sure you use the money signs, the S. Find me on Instagram, k.kush.420. YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, whatever it is that you like. That's how you can find me.